What's up? It's your boy Carcino here. And somebody was asking me about Tupac and this the Death Row Day. Everybody always asking about Death Row, and that was less than a year. I had a crazy dream last night. Sugar joined the Crips and was looking for me and all this stuff, and he was in my old neighborhood. It was like everything was weird. And he had got into it with my grandfather. They had some beef, and then he didn't incorporated that with me. And he was coming to the house, and we had to prepare for war at the house. It was crazy, real crazy dream, man. But times change. They're constantly in flux. Now, what people may not know is that Tupac, during the Death Row days, when everybody saw him doing his wilding out and a lot of this stuff he was doing, what really wasn't getting reported was a lot of his erratic behavior. You know, people were talking about all the good times, and he did a lot of good things within a short period of time. But also there was a lot of erratic behavior in the middle of all of this. Just a sea of just random erratic behavior that just baffled a lot of people. There was a party that Tupac was at, and he brought a couple of his friends over. And during this party, he was him, a couple of girls in the industry, some female producers for the record label. Okay, I see. And a couple of producers from the record labels. It was this party they had at so-and-so's house. Tupac come over with his homeboys or whatever. And Pac is making people laugh, at first. And, he's chilling, and he didn't have any Hennessy because he thought they had it there. He was a little like, wow, how y'all don't have no Hennessy? He had the Alizé that he brought with him. He had a blunt. He had some weed. But everybody had to smoke out back. They couldn't smoke in the house. So everybody was in the backyard smoking and having a good time. I mean, it wasn't like the backyard wasn't a huge backyard. Like, this is huge. They had somebody's house with money. So they're at the house. Pac's telling jokes and everything's going well. Then his friend and one of his other girls, like, they're vibing. And Pac is like, how dare you ignore me? Like, she's feeling his friend more than him. Just the energy and vibing with him. And Pac is trying to really go hard so that this girl would pay attention to him. Even though he don't really want her. He just wanted the girl to really be interested in what he was talking about. And she was listening to him, but then he started to get real erratic about the Hennessy and y'all know what I'm talking about, and you bees and this and this. And they were like, whoa, hold on now. Watch it. We ain't the B words. And he was like, at first he was, all right, I'm sorry. Then he starts snapping again. You see, we always apologizing because we love y'all. And all y'all want to do is lock us the F up. And we can't call y'all bees, but y'all can say anything and do anything y'all want to us. It ain't fair. So he started going off again. And then they were trying, to give him the benefit of the doubt. But then people who don't really know him that well, they like, oh, should we be concerned? And some of the people start to go inside the house. Some of the group members are like, okay, I'm branching off. I'm going inside. So they start going inside the house while Pac is still outside, drinking. And he started drinking the Cavassier because they didn't have any, no Hennessy there. So next thing you know, it's basically Pac out there by himself. A couple of the guys he came in with was inside. And it turned into a mess. And the reason it turned into a mess, they went ahead and left Pac out there with like 3 of the girls. And then it was like a beeline of them shooting in the house real fast. And they was like, come get your boy. He tripping. He didn't pull his ick out and and he just tripping right now. You need to come get your boy. And Pac is out there. He had took his thing out and he's cursing like he doing a hit 'em up video. Drunk. And it was F these bees and just totally losing it. Just erratic. Just was out of his mind. Now, this was at the time where this happened. Tupac was, I think he was filming that movie. I think he was filming the movie where he played the junkie for Curtis Anthony Hall. Curtis Hall, you know him as Curtis Hall, like the actor / director. And it was his production, his movie. And he was very adamant about how the role was supposed to be, and Pac really needed that to try to get his license and everything back because he had been gone for so long. He had to try to get his license for insurance and everything for his SAG license, Screen Actors Guild. So he really needed this role. So he had to put up with a lot. And he was just venting. So this is all in the midst of him filming that role where he played that drug addict. So all of this could have been, just bottled up emotion that he had just ready to blow. Now, Pac blew up and allegedly smacked up a limo driver before the death row days. So that was a death row incident. But he did the same thing early on in his life. He would have these episodes where he would just blow and get mad and channel it from something else and just react. And sometimes he caught his friends off guard. Similar incident in Oakland. He had just did Poetic Justice. And he was lucky. And so he was back in the Bay. And one of his homeboys, they out kicking it. And sure enough, a girl was showing attention to one of his homeboys, which he didn't mind. But it became a thing of, I'm lucky, I'm in the movie. This dude ain't did nothing. And you care what he think? He actually said those words. I was actually lucky at the movie. I'm lucky. I've been on the big screen. I was with Janet Jackson. And you care what he think? So he was really trying to one up his friend, you know, like trying to belittle him. And his boy let him know about it. Like, man, dog, you tripping. And Pac didn't blow till they were on the way home. Like he would do childish things to try to get the attention of people. Like that day he started, it was they had the little gnomes outside for the house. Pac was just walking down. They had the girls. They walk in and he would start kicking the gnomes. And it was like, you vandalizing that woman's house. Don't do that. And he was like, oh, punt. And he was like booting them. And laughing, thought it was funny. It was like cracking up laughing. He thought it was hilarious. But the girls didn't seem impressed. They was like, you're juvenile. That's how women are, man. So the girls was turned off by that type of behavior. But it just became worse. As the night went on, his friends started getting more attention. Tupac decided it would be a nice chance for me to once again degrade my homeboy. Like this was gonna bring him up. And he was like, man, come on, man. We be dogging these hoes and all that. Y'all acting like he's Sir Lancelot. And so he kept going, this ain't Sir Lancelot. He's like, he's just telling y'all that you don't believe that. So he's basically trying to make his friend look just like him. Like, y'all don't like me, y'all don't like him. He running the script on y'all. And his boy looking at him like, what are you doing? But Pac didn't really care at the time. He just didn't. He's just having fun. For him, it's just like, man, we don't care about these broads. But if you'd have did that to him, you would have been a player hater. So yes, the rumor is true about him having an erotic beat. It's just not erotic, but erratic behavior. It was random. He would burst out in tears sometimes and lash out in anger, in a burst of anger. And that would last probably for a few minutes. Then he would come back to being normal, like calm. But whatever he was fighting, he would keep bottled up. Now, he never forced himself on a woman. That's something that never happened. He wouldn't do that. He was just a little bit more bitter and disrespectful at the time. But you gotta understand, his education came from the streets. I'm not making an excuse for his behavior. I'm just saying, take in consideration, he learned a lot of his life from the streets. While a lot of y'all got to sit home, have mommy and daddy around, open Christmas gifts. Shoot, he really was missing Christmas. Christmas was just another day. They ain't had nothing. You know, so for other people and all that stuff, like we grew up, we had no knowledge. We thought everybody lived the way we lived as kids. We thought everybody got stuff for Christmas. We never thought people were poor and we were poor. But the thing is, our family never let us know it. Like we never got a chance to experience it. They were they were struggling to pay bills and stuff like that, but we never saw it. Like, we thought it was cool to eat a syrup sandwich. That was cool for us. We look forward to that. So when you talk about standards of living or the appreciation or the quality of life, you only know that by going through life. So yeah, Tupac might have done all those things and not been the kind of guy you thought he was. He was human. He got his good days, he got his bad days. Just like anybody else. Surprise. He's human. Or he was human. But what he was able to do in his short amount of time on this earth, there's people that have lived twice his age and has never put in the type of work he put in. This man still got about 2-3 albums nobody ever heard. And here it is over 25 years later. So, in my estimation, Pac was right where he wanted to be. Now, let's get to the gist of everything else. And don't forget to hit the like button, good people. You know, the banner at the bottom, some people ignore it or forget it's there. We have something very explosive on the Patreon. If anybody on the Patreon, you're here and you're in the chat, don't tell them. But they tried to stop me from putting it on the Patreon. I had to go through a lot of red tape just to get it done. But it is now back up on the Patreon. And it is on the top board for you to see. Oh yeah. And it's revealing. And it shows you once again what I was telling people about this game. It's dirty. The music the music business is shady. But people are do anything to be famous. So let that sink in. Anything to be famous. Now, Sorry, I had to get some things organized over there. Laughing at the messages people send me. But yeah, that's what it is. But yeah, it's pretty explosive the way I look at it. Explosive behavior. Oh yeah, my cash app is Carcino. It is still Carcino. There's so many people in the game right now that when you see them there, it don't even make sense to even. Yeah, I know what y'all saying, but listen, if I was some of these artists in the game, I'm not coming in the game ready to do business the way you want to do it. If you talking about we gotta sacrifice a lot and give up your masters, I mean people know the record business by now. Like they know the record business. It's like no ifs or buts about it. You know the business. You know to protect your publishing and masters and all that stuff from the gate. And you sign these 360 deals and you start signing away your money before you've even made any money. So everybody's gonna look at it like, what's the sense in that? That don't make any sense. Because it doesn't. So let that sink in. Meanwhile, I need to take care of something. All right, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you for your time. I'm out.